So, very good morning, learners. In the previous session, we have seen the theories, especially related to contingency. In the contingency theories of leadership, I have discussed on the Fielder model, Hersey and Blanchard's situational leadership theory, path goal model. And today, I am going to discuss on the contemporary views of the leadership. Let me share my screen. So today we will be discussing on contemporary views of leadership. In this, if you observe, I think maybe even you might also have experienced this. See, as an individual, when you are in a group, you might have observed your group leader had some favorites. If it is the true, say whatever you have made observation as an individual in your group, and your group leader is having some favorites among your group, then we are behind this contemporary views of leadership, and especially we call that theory as leader member exchange theory. Leader member exchange theory, it says that leaders create in groups and out groups. See, are you able to understand? According to this theory, that is LMX theory, leaders create in groups and out groups. Two types of in groups and out groups. So here in groups and out groups. When it comes to the in group, see, always in group will have higher performance ratings, less turnover, and greater job satisfaction. See, LMX theory suggests that in the relationship, especially in the relationship between a leader and a given follower, that means LMX theory totally which concentrates on leader and its follower. But here, individual follower. See, if I am not using followers, I am using the word follower. That means a single leader and a single follower. A leader will implicitly categorize a follower as an in or as an out. That relationship tends to remain fairly stable over time. Leaders also encourage LMX theory LMX by rewarding those employees with whom they want a closer linkage and punishing those with whom they do not. LMX relationship to remain intact. However, both the leader and the follower must invest in the relationship. But how exactly a leader chooses who falls into each category? Lot of evidence shows that in group members they have demographic, attitude, personality, gender similarities, so higher level of competencies than out group members. See, in group members, see, I'm categorizing the followers into two. One is in and out. But how leader is going to choose who falls into the in category and who falls into the out category? So in category, when it comes to the in category, the group members they have the factors like demography, attitude, personality. Say for example, the leader belongs to X place, even the follower belongs to X place. But here, though he is choosing, though the leader is choosing, but the followers' characteristics drive the decisions. What are the characteristics that drives the decision? So this is about a contemporary, that means the recent theories in the leadership. See, lot of research is taking place on LMX, and most of the research studies says that LMX theory is a supportive. Generally, it is supportive. It appears that leaders do differentiate among followers, right? So what we got through this theory is leader is choosing a follower. In this theory, the leader is making groups like in and out. To be in the in group, followers need certain characteristics. They should have certain characteristics, right? So this is all about the leader member exchange. Moving to the next contemporary leadership theory, we have transformational transformational transactional leadership. If you memorize, we have discussed in the leadership styles transformational leaders, transactional leaders. Majority of the leadership theories observed leaders as transactional leaders. What do you mean by the transactional leaders? Leaders lead primarily by using social exchanges. What do you mean by social exchanges? Nothing but the transactions. Because transactional leaders guide, they motivate followers to work established goals by the exchange rewards for their productivity. Whereas a transformational leader who stimulates and inspires followers to achieve extraordinary outcomes. See, transactional and transformational leadership should not be observed as opposing approaches to getting things done, because transformational leadership develops from transactional leadership. See, this transformational leadership is developing from the transactional leadership. In the transactional leadership, what is happening? Social exchange is happening. What do you mean by this social exchange? Transactions. When I communicate, there is a transaction between a leader and a follower. Transformational leadership produces levels of employee effort and performance that go beyond. See, what would occur with a transactional approach alone? Because it is not that transformational leadership is more than charisma. Right? Earlier I discussed charismatic leadership style, transformational. In that, see, this transformational leadership is more than the charismatic leadership. It is more beyond the charisma, because the transformational leader attempts to instill in followers the ability to question, the ability to question, and he has not only established the views but those views held by the leader. So, which is a superior leadership, whether it is a transformational leadership or transactional leadership? Majority of the studies, based on the studies, managers in different settings, like say for example, including uh, certain business, transformational leaders were evaluated as more effective. They are high performance, more effective. See, transformationally, they are more effective, more effective, and they are performers. I don't say transactional leaders are not performers, but studies are showing higher performer, more effective, yeah, and more promotable. They are able to promote, more promotable, and interpersonally they are very sensitive. Right? Interpersonally, they are very sensitive when it comes to the transformational leaders. See, which is that's why here the theory transformational, transactional leadership. Which is the superior theory, transformational or transaction? So, compared to this, I say transformational leadership. It's not me. Most of the research studies are showing that transformational leadership is superior than the transactional leadership, because transformational has evolved based on the transactional leadership. And moreover, the research studies are showing that these transformational leaders are more effective, higher performance, and they are able to promote. And then it comes to the higher sensitivity, and also certain evidences, that means research evidences, shows that transformational leadership is strongly correlated with the lower turnover rates. Right? See here what is happening? Lower turnover rate is there and more productivity. That means increased productivity or more productivity. Correlated. That means there is a bit of correlation between these indicators. Satisfaction, definitely it will be there and it will be high also. So satisfaction, and we have creativity. So you are able to increase the creativity among the group members and goal attainment. It is not only this, there are many other things, but I'm just sharing few. Right? So goal attainment. So these are the certain, what I say, this transformational leadership evidences have shown that there is a change in terms of the turnover rate. When you have the transformational leadership in the organization, we can observe these things: lower turnover rate, more productivity, satisfaction, creativity, goal attainment. So generally, we see this kind of transformational leadership in the startup companies. Right? So this is all about the transformational and transactional leadership. Now let me discuss about another important theory: charismatic visionary charismatic visionary leadership. See, charismatic leader, uh, how can I say who is a charismatic leader? As already we have I have discussed in the styles of the leader, charismatic leader. Who is charismatic leader? Who is an enthusiastic person, a self-confident leader, self-confident leader, confident leader, enthusiastic, whose personality and actions influence people to have in certain ways. Right? His personality. That means what I am trying to say is his personality. That means leader's personality and his actions, leader's actions influence the people to be have in say to behave. I say to behave in a certain way. Right? So, who is called a charismatic leader? An individual with these qualities, especially, he is influencing the people. How he is influencing? That means you have to behave in this way only. So, majority of the researchers, they started doing research on identifying the personal characteristics of the charismatic leader. When it comes to the personal characteristics, so what are the personal characteristics? Personal characteristics. Just try to identify few personal characteristics. When it comes to the personal characteristics, what it comes to your mind? Just imagine one. You got okay. See, vision, personal characters, vision, right? And how well they are able to articulate the vision, and the capability to take the risks to achieve that vision, a sensitivity to both environmental constraints, right, and follower needs and behaviors that are out of the ordinary. Charismatic leadership also able to increase the employee or individual performance and higher satisfaction among the followers. See, one thing, charisma can't be learned, right? But individuals can be trained to exhibit this charismatic behavior. Is it possible to adopt, to practice this charismatic leadership? It is possible. Why? Because what is that important characteristics of the charismatic visionary leadership is the vision. So if the any leader able to articulate or attain the vision what he has crafted, definitely he is getting some success, right? Some success because he has to take higher performance, right? He has to take high risks. When he is performing more and more by taking more and more risk in attaining the goals and vision of the organization, definitely an individual can be turned into charismatic lead. But here, the term vision is often linked with charismatic leadership. But visionary leadership is different. It is the ability to create and articulate a realistic, credible, and attractive vision of the future that improves upon the present situation. So, charismatic and visionary visionary leadership. So another important theory that we have is the team leadership. Team leadership. If you observe nowadays in most of the organizations, whenever you ask an employee, they say that they are working with teams. They are working in so and so team. So see, the role of the leader is guiding the team members, right? The role of the leader in guiding the team members is increasing every day. The importance of the role of the leadership is increasing. But the role of the team leader is different from the traditional leadership role. Many leaders are not equipped to handle the change to employee teams. Sometimes even the most capable managers have trouble in making the transitions because all the command and control type things they were encouraged to do before are no longer appropriate. How to become an effective team leader? It is the uh, biggest challenge nowadays for the managers because they have to learn skills such as like uh, having patience, right? Uh, Disseminating the knowledge, information. They should be able to trust others, and they should give up certain authority, right? Understand the individuals, right? And a team leader, uh, they should he should be knowing when to involve and when to leave the team members alone. Because sometimes teams need leadership, teams need help, teams need support. So, in this contemporary views of the leadership, we have the theories. One, leader member exchange theory, transformational, transactional leadership, charismatic, visionary leadership. We have leadership style, we have transactional leadership style, we have charismatic leadership style, and we have visionary leadership style. So now you got the difference of these theories. I hope you have understood. So thank you. We'll be discussing